Hello, I'm Brian Tarrant, editor of realworlddatascience.net at the Royal Statistical Society, and in this series of short videos we're previewing some of the papers and sessions at the upcoming RSS Conference in Harrogate. Today I'm joined by Will Brown of the RSS Data Science and AI section to talk about the session, How to Avoid Becoming an Ornamental Data Scientist. Hello Will, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Lovely to be here, Brian.
Excellent, thanks for joining us. So Will, what's the session all about?
Well, this session's about the massive growth we've seen in data science degrees, the increasing frequency that AI conversations come up in companies, but this unease, I think, within the data science community that there's still a big gap. Management still just wheels people out for meetings to be a data scientist, to show a fancy algorithm, but that there are lots of places and people where people don't feel necessary. They are ornamental data scientists. They're not delivering that core value they'd like to. And I think this is really interesting because there's still so much untapped potential in that data science toolkit, and it's such a powerful way to change how decisions are made, but it's reaching that point where we need to push through further. So we've gone around speaking to data scientists in England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and as a committee, we've kind of brought all those ideas together to try and give people a few tips and principles for how to have a sustainable and rewarding career in data science.
Fantastic. So can you give us a preview of some of those tips and principles? What are the key takeaways delegates are going to get?
Yeah, I think that there are a few. So big things being proactive about what problems you're trying to solve. There are these big leaps forward you can make as a data scientist, and often you're given little incremental moves. And so think about that big picture and go after them because you can make a big impact. I think the key one is kind of get your wellies on and get into the data, right? Get dirty, understand how it's generated, and be the master of the data that you're working with. And that is murky. I think a key one, which is really hard for people who like sounding clever, is don't try and sound clever. Try to empathize with the people you're working with and solve problems for them in their language, because people get a bit put off by any statistical terms anyway. And I guess the final thing is you can't learn everything. There's way too much to learn, but you do still have to keep learning. So it's a balance there. Be comfortable being ignorant, but keep focusing on trying to improve as you go.
Right, excellent. So based on what you said there, I think I've got a pretty good idea about the kinds of people that should come along to this, but what sort of audience have you got in mind for this session?
I think everyone who's thinking about data science as a career, up into people who've done it for the last 10 years, really. We're looking to have a space people can discuss these ideas. We're going to bring what we've heard as a committee, but we really want to get other people's opinions in as well, because this is not a one talk finish. This is an ongoing conversation about what can people do to give themselves that career that they want.
Excellent. And if there are is pre-reading that people can do, is there anywhere they should go to find out a bit more about the session or about the whole concept of ornamental data scientists?
Yeah, I mean, we've done a few events around the country. We're going to be doing a couple more. So I think if you check out the events page in RSS, there'll be a few more things coming up. But ultimately, on the day, come along.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Will, for joining us. So How to Avoid Becoming an Ornamental Data Scientist is being held on Tuesday at 11:40 a.m. at the RSS Conference in Harrogate. So for more information, see rss.org.uk/conference.